Question: what is end-user experience? Answer: it's generally accepted that the online perception and standing of a brand is defined by the end-user experience. The end-user experience, UX, forms the foundations on which the values of that brand are delivered in the digital world. Question: what is a good user experience? Answer: user experience, UX, focuses on fully understanding how users interact with a brand or an interface. It requires a deep insight into the needs of users, what they like and value, their abilities, and also in some cases their limitations. Question: how do you define user experience? Answer: user experience is the term that covers all aspects of the end user's interaction with a company, its web presence, services, communication channels and its products. Every interaction produces a user experience event, the goal being to meet the exact needs of the customer, without fuss or bother. Question: how important is user experience? Answer: when it comes to the internet, the importance of user experience, UX, cannot be overstated, as a website that is hard to use, is slow or poorly laid out, will cause visitors to leave, whilst also, at the same time, degrading the standing of the associated brand. Question: how do you create good user experience? Answer: one way of ensuring that the user experience, UX, is a good one, is to write copy that is simple to read and understand, includes clear instructions, and is written by someone that truly understands the topic, bears frequently asked questions in mind, and always addresses the user by using you and not we in the text. Question: does UX design require coding? Answer: user experience, UX, in the context of a website is nothing to do with coding, it being about the design of the site and all the interactions that take place on it. The UX design will of course need to be produced, and that does require coding. However, the UX designers will not normally produce the code, their role being to ensure that the site provides an excellent end-to-end experience to any user. Question: what does a user experience specialist do? Answer: in a website context, the role of the UX specialists is to create user-friendly interfaces and ensure that all the interactions on a site are simple, straightforward and easy to understand. Question: what is the importance of end users? Answer: the end user is the term given to the people who actually use a website, product or service. They could be an occasional user or be someone who uses the product every day. They not only provide the best view of how well something actually performs, they are also vitally important, as most often or not they are also the customer. Question: what is the point of UX? Answer: UX design is the process of creating and designing products, digital or physical, that meet the needs of the user, are easy to use, and are a delight to interact with. Its importance is that a good UX can mean all the difference between a product that sells, or a website that is well used and visited, and a product or site that just sits, unused on the shelf. Question: what is the difference between UI and UX? Answer: the two are closely related, UX design covering the issue of user experience design, this being the experience a user has when using something, while user interface design covers the appearance of the interface the user reacts with. Both elements have to work together if a website, product or service is to be successful. Question: what does user experience design mean? Answer: user experience design is all about ensuring that the user of a website, product or service, receives a good experience. This is achieved by improving its usability and accessibility, and thus its desirability. Question: what is wireframe UX? Answer: wireframe UX is the process of producing a visual representation of a user interface, stripped of all images and branding. This allows the UX designer to more easily define the hierarchy of items on a screen and thus ensure they meet the needs of the user. Question: what comes first, UI or UX? Answer: before the user interface, UI, can be designed, it is first necessary to understand what user experience, UX, is required, that is, what are the wants, needs and abilities of the end user, the customer. UI is the tool that transforms these needs into realities, whilst UX provides the research and evaluation of the user's needs. Question: what makes a good user interface? Answer: a good interface is one that is easy and clear to use. Such an interface not only reduces user errors, it also makes all important information obvious, and contributes to ease of learning and use. Question: what is the difference between a UX designer and a UX researcher? Answer: the key difference between a UX researcher and UX designer is that the researcher's purpose is to better understand the user's needs, while the designer is responsible for a design that meets the user's needs and desires. Question: how do I create a good user experience for my website? Answer: there are many ways to improve the user experience for a website. The simplest include using whitespace, providing good headlines, using lists and bullet points, consistency, making the pages look alike, using images that enhance the message of each page, and most of all, ensuring that the site is mobile friendly and fully responsive. Question: what is UX design process? Answer: the UX design process consists of 5 basic phases. Research into the user's needs and desires, defining how these can be met, generating the design, prototyping the design, and finally, after sorting out any bugs, producing the final working product or website interface.